Hey everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful video with Cassie! And Happy New Year! It is officially 2023. I hope everyone is super happy and excited for this brand new year. I was just ready towards like mid-December for 2022 to be done, so I'm just excited that it's a brand new year, and it's been so different. I think it's been very enjoyable and very relaxing moving forward to this new year and having a bunch of goals, and I'm just excited. So for Sims 4444 YouTube channel here, one of my New Year's resolutions is to have a video for every single Sims Saturday. So that is my goal, or at least aiming for having a video for every single Sims for Saturday. So I'm very excited. I decided to kind of start off this brand new year with some stuff that I have started to edit or make like in the background. So right now you see that I am editing the Desert Bloom Park and Oasis Springs. And I guess some context for this is that I started building this during the winter kind of Armageddon intense snow. I don't want to say snowstorm, but it was definitely a winter storm that hit San Antonio right before Christmas. I am what? I don't even know how old I am. I'm 26. I have never seen it in San Antonio get to 0 degrees. And it got to 0 degrees. Now, I'm very grateful and thankful that the last time that this happened, Patrick and I were living in this very tiny, tiny old studio, and that studio was not equipped, and we were not equipped, and especially when like the power grid fell, we were not equipped for the snowstorm. And that snowstorm was really bad. It was like 30 degrees for in our house for like almost 24 plus hours. We had no electricity for 3 days. We didn't have water for 2 or 3 days, and that was just not fun. But thank goodness both Patrick and I were more prepared. Our house was completely fine. We never lost electricity. We never lost power. I may have been a little crazy, but like with the south facing window or the north facing windows where we get just that cold air constantly blowing, I actually put like insulation in the windows, and you could see the condensation of like the extreme temperature difference. Like you could feel like a blast of air, like if you were in the car like turning up onto max, like every single time I would move the insulation, like that's how much air was still seeping through windows. And this house is pretty new still that we're living in. So I was like, so that's kind of the background of why I was like, you know what, I want something warm. And so I was kind of looking around, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to renovate the Desert Bloom Park in Oasis Springs, and just kind of like all EA builds without trying to be super duper mean. It was bad. It was just not okay. Um, Not that it, I don't know, just something about it was just not okay. So my original thought process behind this is like, look at all these beautiful mountains that is surrounding this park, and like they didn't use the terrain as much as they should. Now, granted, when base game did come out, that wasn't an option. Everything was one level, and so in my head, I was like, well, let's utilize that and like make different levels, like one just for barbecuing and one just a gazebo. But I was a little too ambitious with that. Um, and even though this is one of the bigger lots, it's 50 by 50, I still did not have enough room to accomplish those missions, and that's okay. So I've just used what I've got, and I'm just kind of tweaking things. So this did take me, so I started right? So that winter storm, and it's taken me about 3 or 4 separate recording times, about 2 hours worth of total grand building time. And this was a span of a bunch of different videos, and I was like, it's okay. So what I was thinking when I was envisioning this is that that back room that I've been working on for the past few minutes in this video, um, in my head, like I understand why EA built it, like whoever was assigned to this lot to build. When you have Sims weddings, it's very beneficial to have some sort of bar, or to like if you're hosting some sort of party, to have a bar for your Sims. But in my head, kids and teens, and especially hopefully with like this new generations update with like the infants coming, um, you wouldn't want a bar in a very public space that's designed for kiddos. So I was like, what? So I just transformed um, that building in the back into very much more of a community building. So on the very final product, there is like a scouts board, there's a whiteboard, like I imagine teens hanging out here, try to beat the heat and work like on a school project. There's like a couple instruments, like I was imagining someone like donated some instruments and a karaoke machine just to blow off some steam after school. So I was very imagining this more as something that would serve the community and not just like these really random things that are thrown together. And even right now in this back right hand corner, I was very much imagining that a school would come out for a field trip and they would use those picnic benches between the building and the bathroom. And I could see like the teachers like looking over the park and kind of seeing the kids happy. And there's a bunch of like brown bag sack lunches, and I put a cooler there. One thing that I do regret that I wasn't able to do, and this is probably something when I upload this to like a save file, I'm trying to figure out what Let's Plays to do for this new year. Something that I was trying to figure out for the new year for Let's Plays is that I did not get to use anything from the clutter kit. I have no idea what is wrong with me, but I could not for my life of me figure out where those items were. Like in a second, you're going to see us building a kind of a yoga, like a community yoga in the park. Where like a teacher comes out and they teach a class for free. And I know in the clutter there's like some rolled up yoga mats and some weights and some water bottles and keys and phones. I wasn't able to find any of that. So this is very much doesn't feel quite used. It's just like kind of the bare necessities if you wanted to upload this into your file. Also, that's the whole reason why I made the Sims 4444 YouTube channel it was because I had over 1,000 downloads, and I think now it's almost up to 5,000 downloads on the Sims 4 gallery. If you like to go ahead and you're looking for this Desert Bloom renovation kit, that is the exact title, and you'll go into your gallery. And again, Sims 4 is free, so anyone can access this. It's C Music 4444. That is my gallery name, and you're able to download this and put this into your save file. So it's super duper duper exciting. You're gonna see me in a second, like very much struggling. Something with the terrain was throwing me off. This is my first time really actively using the terrain. I've used the terrain a handful of times on my own. Once on Twitch to do a shell challenge, we were working on the beach, and so I was trying to incorporate some sand dunes kind of throughout the landscape. But for some reason, it gets really tricky, especially when you're trying to build on specific platforms and different levels. Like the game has a very hard time registering what I was trying to build. So you're going to see me in a second very much like fumble with the level, and I was like trying to build the kind of like the roof and some siding and some fencing to make it very more distinct areas, but it's okay. It all comes down together. And then also when you come down on after our yoga center, like I can imagine people coming out here and the kids are playing in the park and like the adults are taking the free class. To the right of the community yoga is the park for kids. Oh, no, actually, no, I lied. I'm so sorry. There's the garden. There's a garden for the kids, and not for the kids, but for anybody, like a community garden, and that really helps, especially for like gameplay in your file, especially if your sim doesn't have really like monetary access to simoleons to buy their own garden stuff. They can definitely come here and use that. And then after that is the park. And now I'm very super duper excited. I have a feeling that it's going to probably come out next week, this infant generations update. I swear, if there's an expansion pack, I will go in and completely renovate this again because like I feel like we don't have a lot of kids or preteens-esque and now infants, things for them to play at the park, like the ball pit or like the toddler playground very much is like reminding me of like a McDonald's playground. It's very just chunky and noxious and big, and it doesn't quite fit into the aesthetic of an outdoor park. Like I could see it being in a fast food restaurant. And I feel like other than like the pirate ship or like the alien ship jungle gym, and yeah, there's like one thing of swings and like one thing of monkey bars. That's it. Like I'm pretty sure my Sims want to do more fun activities, and I shouldn't have to go out and like get CC for my kids to do that in different mods. So hopefully I'm really excited if they come out with a brand new expansion pack for Generations coming out in this next few weeks or so, because I will totally be getting it. Not that that's very much my gameplay, but I definitely like developing families and backgrounds before you play with the main sim. And I think it's just so much fun because like the Sims are kind of bored and there's not a lot of gameplay with that. So that's my wish for 2023. Hopefully they listen. But we'll see, we'll see. You just got, I'm kind of adding in some more outdoor things. Oh, and then after the park, to the right of the playground, is I actually put in some food trucks. I especially here in San Antonio, and I was really thinking Austin at this point, there would be a lot of food trucks, especially in San Antonio. I was thinking like the Paleta Man, and there would be like someone selling nachos and candy. And so that was what I was kind of thinking. It was a little bit more like upscale, so I was thinking more Austin. Like there's like a little fancy coffee bar, and there's like an actual like place where you can get like lemonade and hot dogs and like kind of park snacks. And like the big surprise at the very end, as I was able to add a rollerblading rink in that back corner. So I was like, oh, ooh, that'd be super duper cool. Another thing I think they should add is skateboarding. I know that it looks like they're going to start adding bikes for kids and for toddlers, but I definitely think adding like skateboarding and like other sports. I mean, we already have like snowboarding. The animation would be the same, but to actually make like a skate park, I think that'd be super duper cool. I know I'm thinking of my sister, but that was something I would want to put in the background, is like just some concrete pipes, and like I could see again the teens utilizing like that space, and maybe the goody two shoe teens like hanging out, and like the music teams using the karaoke machine. So again, I was very much focusing on this, on the younger generation and not your young adults just randomly coming here to use the broken wedding pack. So that was kind of my background behind this, but I really do hope you enjoy. I'm in the process of having a couple different ideas in terms of Let's Plays of what I'm really excited to work on and do for this brand new year. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And at the very end, again, there's always some screenshots, but I hope you have. Thank you so much for watching another wonderful video with Cassie. I hope you have a great day. Bye, everybody.